I spent 9 yuan and 9 to buy the little princess of the Golden Circle WeChat, but I realized that this must be a big liar. So my affectionate friend confessed every day and asked him to send me small photos. In less than a month, he fooled him into a relationship. Brain. The liar seriously fell in love with me. Suddenly one day, I saw the fat and warmth of him and the little fresh meat in the entertainment industry. So I took the opportunity to break up in anger, either to break up or to transfer 1 million to coax me, and the next second to fight 1 million yuan with a bank card. It's not that you came to realize. I looked up on the internet for a long time what kind of fake knife fight are there these days, and finally the money comes back, and it disappears inexplicably. I send a message to the other party frankly and uneasily. I won't play anymore. I don't want you money. The other side seems to be more crowded than me. Why did you want to dump me after a month of talking? I have something to say. Why are you transferring money? It's not you who asked me to transfer money. Why did you break up? I saw the news about you and Lin Jishuan. You already have a boyfriend. To be honest, I don't know. Why am I still maintaining this relationship? And I chatted with me for a month, stunned for a penny, and I didn't cheat it. If I still post 100 upside down now, I can't bear it. At this time, he sent it. There is a nice sweet voice in the voice. Lin Chun, let's meet. I don't see why I'm afraid of going to Myanmar. The photos are all farts. You sent the bank card. I confirmed that I received the money. You returned it the same way. She finally didn't respond. I took off my shoes and went out to buy dinner, and when I was about to go back to the apartment with dinner, I found that my wallet was missing in a set of pants, and I couldn't go back to find it along the way. So I simply went to the police station near my home to call the police. The police brother comforted me gently, helped me check the surveillance, and asked me to go back and wait for news. I just left the gate of the police station and gave it to the fake little princess. I made a video call. I pointed the camera directly, and a beautiful woman appeared in the camera at the entrance of the police station. Oh hey, you're really here again. This person really looks a bit like a little princess in the Golden Circle. You have committed a crime, as expected of a little princess, and your speech is really different. You just committed a crime, I lost my wallet, and the other side was stunned for a moment. Blame me, don't buy you a new one, you shouldn't be a training ground. Say 40 words with the face of this little princess. I wasn't in the mood to fail. I went back first, and the reason I hung up the phone for the reason I went back, in fact, I couldn't even enter the house, so I simply sat at the door of the police station in a daze. Not long after lamenting that the punishment was not going well, a Maybach was parked in front of him, and it was Xia Ningxi himself who got out of the car, just when I was stunned. A young police officer walked over next to me. Do you think this is your wallet? I didn't have time to think about it, and the others immediately walked over. It's really my thank you, the police smiled at me just now. I went out to find this and was thrown in the grass. Do you see if the ID is still there? I pulled it out and was very grateful. The police patted me on the shoulder, although the cash in it was lost, but the ID card and bank card were still there. I almost burst into tears when I said this, but I couldn't tell if it was really sad that there was no cash in the wallet because there was no cash in it. Don't raise three faces. How much money did you lose? I won't give you Xia Ningxi after listening to my conversation with the police. I really don't want to admit it. I didn't use a dime. Why didn't I use it? I got you 1 million. I will give it back to you. And I was tapped on my head. It sounds angry. Do I mean that? Lin Chen, why don't you dare to look up at me? Because I thought you were a liar. But it turned out to be true. Now it seems that I am a liar. Can't I have a guilty conscience? Young man, be careful. Now you encounter a scam of 1 million, which is not a small amount. Don't just pass it on to someone else. The police brother heard our conversation on the side, and was instantly alert and immediately educated. I am not. No. I shook my head, and it was the money he transferred to me from scratch, and I frowned, as if it didn't happen. What Xiaohua heard, you want to return the money to me. Do you want to break up with me? It's not really together. Where did the breakup come from? Lin Chen, I, as a person, is not so easy to break up when I fall in love. If you provoke me, you will be responsible for his face to the end. I saw that on the news, and I felt that he was cold and difficult to contact, and I had a picture in my mind. I won't beat people again. Give you 52-0, we won't talk about breaking up. Now it's the turn of the police brother to persuade him to be a little girl. This 52-0 is really not a small amount, and you can't be impulsive. How long have you known each other? Xia Ningxi honestly confessed for a month. The police brother was almost heartbroken, and after knowing each other for a month, you have to give your family land to others. Complicated eyes glanced at me. Master Heaven, how do I feel like I've become a fraudster? Before it was my turn to explain, Xia Ningxi directly said that it was not what he wanted. I insisted on giving it to him, and he continued to tempt me, plus photos. I give you a picture every day. Don't say this, it's really a bit hard to refuse. Today's young police officers are blinded. You are more alert. How can this be colorful and colorful? He smiled. It's okay. I'm in love. He shook his phone. After a while, my mobile phone showed that the bank card received 52.1314 yuan. Let's say, honestly, The police brother can't stand it anymore and leaves us behind. No matter how I was invited to the car by Xianingshi's invitation gesture. She sat next to me, I could only peek at it, and finally stared at me with my slippers staring at my toes, flipping up and down, knowing that wearing sneakers would have been. I don't know if the air conditioning is a little too much. I'm a little like sitting down, Xinjiang, you've been away from me for so long, and I say we'll meet every time. You refuse for all kinds of reasons, you are lying to me, and there is no feeling. Now luxury car beauties are not a dream at all. They are more like a burden. If I had said something wrong, I wouldn't have been thrown into the river to feed the fish. How do I know that the other side is not a liar? I quickly explained honestly, I really didn't lie to you. I really like you, but you also know that the gap between us is too big. I don't think we are suitable, and your family will definitely not accept me. So I had to get out of the way in time, which was like a novel template. I was proud of my cleverness. He escaped from his phone and finally took a breath. I read it according to the text on my phone. I am asking, why do you say that you look creative, that you need courage to live, and that you don't need to spend big cakes? Even if I have an ugly face, I don't know how to be more easygoing. He continued. This is not very handsome, co-authored. I took a picture of the police station, which really attracted people. Since you like it so much, I'll go home with me today. It's not that this title defense is too fast, you can't even enter the house now, do you have a choice? And you lost your card. I have to find someone to check if the place you live now is safe. Xianingshi came over again. Why are you afraid that I will eat you? That's not it. But we just met, and I'm not ready to see your family. I'm the only one in my family, and I can't help but curse and don't look at him. He smiled and thought, every time I flirted with her, I sent a photo downloaded from the internet, thinking that the other side was a liar, somewhat open-mouthed. A typical online charge, realistic as a mouse. As a result, who would have thought that 9 yuan 9 bought a real little princess, which is a little princess in the golden circle? Is it too cheap? After holding back for a long time, I can only pull out one sentence. I am actually relatively timid. You talk in WeChat. I can't see that you are timid. She didn't think about it and clapped her hands for the last time. You said that everyone is afraid of me. Only you dare to ride on my head. You still love me. You love me so much that you can't doubt it. I can't wait to drown by my side every day. I am all from the clam fight, and you confess your repentance. No, where is this little princess? This is an emotionless teleprompter. My ears were red. I didn't dare to speak, and I shot her to death on the spot. But she laughed. Fortunately, I am a love brain. Otherwise, I would really lose you reasonably. Located. I don't know if I can break up at this time just to see me and not speak. She asked again, how did my WeChat account come from? I always admit that I bought it for 9 yuan 9, and there were two choices at the beginning, one for 19 yuan 9 and one for 9 yuan 9. I think 19 yuan 9 is too expensive. She said that she was in love and grew up, and it is really rare to still have a love brain like this. Why was your number taken out and sold? I am really unwilling. She didn't frown her head. I would pay for tea, and this was not something I needed to worry about. The two of them were stunned for a while, in order to relieve their embarrassment. I asked again, then no one else can buy your number. She looks at me like a fool, so you can believe it. I actually don't believe it. I even downloaded the anti-slapping software, and in the blink of an eye, I arrived at Xianingshi's house. Her house was so big, I couldn't help but sigh. Xianingshi suddenly smiled. Can I give it to you to live in? I shook my head. You stop your love brain, you don't dare to live in such a big place. He let it. I went to the villa to you, don't be afraid, just follow me back. I'm afraid, but I thought about it seriously. If there is really something wrong, I don't think I will lose. This kind of beauty is not only not a loss, your room is on the second floor. You go and see if there is anything missing, I just found out. She is really in top love. The whole room is the same style as the one I mentioned when I chatted. Even the things I casually said I liked were placed in the room. How long have you been preparing for this? From the first sentence you said, I thought about preparing a room for you to fall in love with. Sometimes. You can also be a sinner. What I wanted most at home when I was a child was a room of my own. I smiled and looked at her. This is a life that you rich people can't touch. I will live in the living room, and my only table is my mother's sewing machine. Speaking of this, she felt sorry for me in her eyes and suddenly smiled. I said, don't worry, I didn't have such a hard life for a long time, and I was very proud. I got good grades and I made money now when I came out to work. But with her operation, I feel like I'm going to be annoyed for a long time. I stayed at Xianingshi's house for 2 days and then went back to my rental house. It's really that this person's charm is too high, and he tells me from time to time, let me see the live-action photo. Xianingshi came to me. I said, what are you doing when you come back? I pointed upstairs, and my colleagues saw that you were all boasting. You are worthy of being a little princess. Even if you stand on the side of the road, you are very eye-catching. So do you want them to be more jealous of you? She turned her head to ask me. I have to say, I was captured like this, and when her kiss fell on my lips, I found that this little girl was so good or bad. Even the emotional value was taken into account. I went back to the office with the gift she sent. Oh my god. Lin Chun, your girlfriend is so rich. Yifeng looked at me with excitement. The colleague who pulled me to the side called out, but saw that I was quite jealous. What was so funny? Who knew how to deceive me? I asked. Can't you buy it with money? Yifeng packed for me, and I don't know who is jealous, how to talk to others. I can only talk about the takeaway girl. Besides, did the delivery girl mess with you? Why do people have to pay now? Our so-called white-collar workers are much higher, but I am shaking the bucket, and she and I have just met. I went back to my desk and finally remembered that I had opened a bunch of things in my hand. Even the latest mobile phone watch, which was clearly a bribe. It's too easy for me, and I've never been determined. What can you do in the early morning? How can you find such a good girlfriend? If you give it to me, I would rather have 10 years less life. Someone shouted exaggeratedly in the office, and then rushed in last time. What was the noise? What was the noise? This is the company, the vegetable market. All of them are not working, right? You're fine, you're working overtime tonight, and you're early in the morning, you treat working hours as shopping time, you come to the office for me. Ling Feng was deeply sympathetic to me, and I entered his office with my head down. Tell me what's going on with that pile on your table. Manager, I don't have business hours to shop. These are from my friend. It's lunch break. I take a step back and keep my distance from the manager who is close. You're so far away, why are you? Will I eat you? The manager thought about the promotion list this time. I put you up, thank you manager, but she put up conditions. You have to accompany me to see you tonight. The person in charge of this project happened to let me entertain. I frowned, and this manager always approached as if he were indifferent. It makes people feel very unmeasured. Manager, is it just the two of us? I expressed embarrassment. How can I do it? Naturally, there are others who call 2 more colleagues back. I was relieved about this, but when I arrived at the dinner in the evening, I found that there were more. Meng Xiaomin, didn't Manager Qin say to call a few more colleagues? Meng Xiaomin was not happy to see me. I thought I was the only one. Why did you come? I am in charge of the project. I don't come. Who will talk about it? I didn't want to come yet, but I soon realized that I wasn't thinking too much, although the people from the partner company on the other side insisted on mentioning cooperation. The deputy responsibility said a few words, and after the happy cooperation, he was busy persuading the wine. Meng Xiaoming was originally the company's sales department, and the amount of wine was naturally no longer drawn. I rarely socialize on weekdays, and after drinking 2 glasses, I feel a little floating. Just as I was about to sneak the wine on the ground, Meng Xiaoming grabbed it. Lin Chun, you are drunk. The wine glass is not steady. I will help you straighten the cup for me again. I have to drink it all. At this time, Xiaoningshi's call came. I immediately seized the opportunity to go out and answer the phone, and she directly asked a question. Where is the person? Lijun Hotel? Can you pick me up now? You find a place to wait for me yet? Xiaoningshi came over and the manager blocked me in the corridor. Why haven't you gone back yet? People are always waiting for you? Manager, I don't have the strength to drink and want to breathe here, but the angry company wants you like this. What is the use of a sage? The manager said and started to do it. Go back with me. If I can't get this order to demonstrate for you, I will get rid of the manager. This project cooperation has already been negotiated. Even if I don't drink this wine today, this project is also a stable manager. If you drink too much, today is particularly bold, and my mother wants you to drink. What can you do? Why don't you learn from others who dream of letting you drink as much as you want? You really don't obey discipline at all. He is drunk. You have to be single anyway, or if you don't hear this with me, I will be angry, not to mention that she is still touching her feet this time. So when Xiaoningshi arrived, she looked at me dumbfounded. I pushed the manager away from her, sat on the ground, and Xiaoningshi ran over. Are you okay in the early morning? I shook my head. I'm fine. But I pushed it between pulls, and her head seemed to be knocked. To be honest, this will still be a little panicked. After all, I pushed it and I saw blood. Xiaoningshi sneered. You don't have to worry. I'll find someone to take care of her. Don't worry with me. Am I going to lose my job? I haven't paid off my new card this month. I'm unemployed. I raised you. I haven't had time to move my stomach. My stomach is growling just now. I was busy drinking. I didn't even let me eat Xiaoningshi, and directly asked the driver to stop the car. I sat with her on a roadside stall, and suddenly imagined that it was really funny for you to sit in this skirt with dragon legs. The small table is a little short, her skirt is too short, and her counterattack is very direct. How did I think about what I just said? What words? I didn't let you not work. You can do whatever you want. I will support you. I will immediately stop her from eating, without saying a word. I saw that the manager took sick leave that day and did not come to work. The way I beat her last night, everyone heard the cold scene, but they all ran out to see it. I thought Meng Xiaomin would say yes about me. As a result, she, a person in the know, actually didn't know anything. The project went smoothly and arrived directly. At the point of signing the contract, the manager who took sick leave directly submitted a resignation report. I heard that the manager was still in the hospital, and the big guy insisted on visiting her. By the way, I asked why he suddenly resigned. When he saw our group, the manager looked extremely embarrassed. Finally coped with the manager, only saying that it was due to family reasons and could not continue to stay in Beijing. When everyone was ready to leave, the manager suddenly said, "Lin Chen, stay for a while, although I have resigned now, but that Lin Chen. Yesterday I drank too much food. Can you let me go regardless of the villain's faults? You have such a powerful girlfriend. Why are you usually so low-key? This time it's my fault, you push me well. Otherwise I would have drunk too much and my mind wouldn't be clear." She sat up again, but she didn't know if you could say a few kind words for me in front of Mr. Xia what happened to her. She immediately told me with her hands on her hands, "I am deeply repentant now, please forgive me, and I will tomorrow. I will go back to my hometown in one day, and I will definitely not appear in front of you. Even for the position of company manager, I also recommend this attitude 180-degree turn." I probably couldn't get involved with Xia Ningxi, so I didn't ask much, but after thinking about it, I couldn't help but be a little curious, saying that she was reasoning with you. "What did she do to you?" She awkwardly pointed to a Chinese rule on the bedside. "Speaking of which, she really didn't do anything. Just send someone to watch me and let me read this book all night, and I can't sleep until I finish reading it, and I will definitely stay away from you in the future. Please let Mr. Xia let me go. I said my fault that day and you apologized. Please let me go." My eyes widened as I said it. I became a tyrant in the company. No one dared to provoke me. Yifeng pulled me proudly. Meng Xiaoman dared to be angry and dare not speak. It's really the highest level of a worker. I finally realized something was wrong. "How did you recognize me at first sight in the month we met online? You posted a back photo in the circle of friends, I remember very clearly. I have gradually become accustomed to Xia Ningxi appearing in my life. I thought it was a liar, but then I asked again. But I said at that time, my name is Qin Shou, and he was even calmer. When you were at the police station, the police called your name loudly. Speaking of this, she is not happy again. You asked me to send a photo, I will send a photo, but even your own life is fake, maybe. Your photo was also downloaded up." She immediately reached out and grabbed my hand. "Now I have the opportunity to check it myself. Do you want to try it? Why do I think she is higher than me?" My phone rang at a stalemate and my dad called me, and as soon as I got through it was, "You are Lin Guanghua's eldest son, self-broadcast. Your father has entered the hospital. My dad is still in his hometown, although the drive is only 2 hours. But Xia Ningxi stood up directly on this big night. What are you still doing?" There was a driver who drove to Xia Ningxi, and when he saw that my expression was not right, he hurriedly comforted me. "Don't worry, your hometown. I've already found a good doctor, and I'll be fine." What I didn't notice was that I pinched her hand red, and my body was shaking, and she hugged me tightly. I only had my father, and I couldn't lose anyone anymore. Dad went outside to set up a stall and was hit by a motorcycle when he turned around. The old man's bones are brittle and his leg is broken directly, but fortunately, there is no worry about his life. I can be considered relieved. "Dad, let you stop setting up a stall. Since my mother passed away, my dad has fallen in love with setting up a stall, saying that it is a stall, but he can't make a penny from the stall he set up, and he even has to pay for it himself. It was to find a vacant lot to teach people to write. The youngest of her students is still in elementary school, and some adults join in the fun, and even her peers. She writes a good handwriting, and her memory is getting worse and worse, but she has not forgotten her desire to teach. She always holds a bunch of chalk. Just in front of her booth, in the early morning of a long time, the person next to you was anxious for a while, and I didn't have time to introduce Xia Ningxi. She took the initiative to jump out. "Hello, uncle. I am my girlfriend in the early morning. My name is Xia Ningxi," and my dad immediately praised the medicine. "This girl is very good. I think he is also beautiful." I said, "Dad, you really don't know, you scared me to death, thanks to the Dr. Xia Ningxi found for you." My dad nodded. "You are also older. When do you want to get married? I have to prepare money for you." I shook my head. "You discuss it first." "Okay." I arranged a wheelchair for him. His legs had just moved, and a week after the operation, he began to make a fuss about teaching in a wheelchair. Xia Ningxi also simply accompanied me to the place, and I suddenly understood why my father was so persistent, and many children did it properly. Some pestered and asked what happened to his legs. Some said loudly, "Grandpa Lin misses you, and I have asked him to invade poetry with me many times." He refused. Xia Ningxi was standing next to him 1 second and turned off the fire, and the next second the fire burned on his head. My dad directly slapped a calligraphy book on Xia Ningxi's hand. "It's all here. Sit down and listen to." Xia Ningxi holding up a notebook and comparing to the alliance. "Dad, what are you doing?" Xia Ningxi directly grabbed the painting. I learn from you. I also learn. I was also thrown away from the book. You are my son. If you can't write, these elementary school students will be ashamed." Under the street lights, everyone listened attentively, My dad was lecturing on it, and I secretly meowed. Xianingshi waited for my dad to close the stall, and I helped push his tricycle. Xianingshi also followed me to push the cart. I immediately spoke out to stop Ning 11, you better not do it. Let the little princess of the golden circle push the tricycle, always feel a sense of incongruity. She immediately said, let's push it together and go home early. And your dad is very interesting. The next day, a bunch of people sweated profusely and stood in front of my dad's booth. Frightened that the people around you didn't dare to approach you. Dad, this injury was done on purpose. Ning 11 explained his uncle in front of everyone again. These are employees of the security company. They all want to write, but the words are too ugly. They may be slow to learn, don't mind. I can't bear to expose the gang she got. Their faces are all wonderful, embarrassed, just look magnificent. Don't be afraid. These people sat on ponies and had to nest their bodies, which was a kind of miracle. Why did my dad offend people? He pointed to my dad, who was seriously in class in front of him. He has such a good handwriting, he doesn't charge anything, even the notebook and pen are ready. Whose cake do you think moved? My dad is so old. They didn't let go, he took my hand, and I would help you solve it. Your dad is such a good teacher who deserves respect. And the two of us held hands and chatted in the back. My dad took a look and suddenly said, the two behind you, why are you holding hands? Everyone laughed at Xianingshi and had to let go of my hand. It seems that there is a long way to go to please my father-in-law, and when I returned to the capital, I listened to my dad call me. Recently, the forces have rectified education and training institutions. There was an institution that was unqualified and closed, and I knew that there must be Xianingshi's handwriting, so I called. To Xianingshi, thank you for being in the office. Lin Feng told me about the gossip I had heard recently, and you may not have heard that Meng Xiaoming was the manager. No wonder Meng Xiaoming has been in a bad state recently, and he fell directly from the position of Xiaoguan. Now that the manager is gone, no one is following him, I nodded. I had no intention of interfering in other people's affairs, and I remembered tonight's class reunion. I can't work overtime tonight, it's all on me. Even if you can't go, what about me? I packed my things and prepared to go to the class reunion, but I didn't have any other thoughts. Mainly I still wanted to be a little nervous. Who made the people around me so top-notch? In the end, I didn't show up with Xianingshi. I thought that, if it was a normal class reunion, I would have a good time chatting and enjoy it. But I didn't expect my ex-girlfriend Su Mengyao to also appear. She still looked young and beautiful. When I arrived, she was surrounded by men chatting with her. I stopped and found a place to sit down. Didn't I say it was a party in our class? A few people from the second class came. Anyway, everyone knew each other, and there were more people and more lively. When others said this, I didn't have long to greet everyone, and I didn't know what everyone was doing. Are you married? We might as well introduce ourselves, and we haven't heard any high-end people, but we still talk like this. One is better than the other. One time I will know the bank president, the next time I will be in the palm of my hand, the next time I will say that my partner is rich, and the other time I will directly recruit on the spot. Just as I was dozing off, the topic led to me. Lin Chen, do you have a partner? I nodded. How is your partner? Speaking of this, I saw Su Mengyao also turn her head to look at me. Very good. She is good in every way. Where did you find such a good girlfriend? Where did you get your girlfriend? Why am I still single? I am a serious shrimp escort. Others rely on their appearance and banknotes to fall in love, but I rely on the other person's blindness. At this time, Su Mengyao suddenly sat down next to me. I felt that you didn't have a girlfriend. Do you think I guessed right? I have a girlfriend. She is beautiful, rich and infatuated. You don't have to think. I'm lying. I can call it over to prove it. So you don't have to waste time on me. I feel like I'm saving time for both parties. But she thinks I'm in love, so you are panicking. Explanation is a demonstration. I think we can try to understand it again. I raised my voice beautifully as an ex-girlfriend. Can you pretend you don't know me when you see me? Do you need me to mention the matter of stepping on a few boats at the beginning? Since you want to satisfy my vanity, then I will let him come, and after speaking, I will call. Xianingshi came faster than I thought, in just 10 minutes, and as soon as she came in, she naturally attracted everyone's attention. So soon, I wondered after all, the place they made an appointment was near the university and Xianingshi, which was really 108,000 miles away, and it happened to be nearby. She lowered her head and said to me, words. Someone immediately recognized it. She came, you won't be Mr. Xia of the Xia group. Xianingshi directly recognized it. Everyone is a classmate in the early morning, and when I came to my hotel tonight, the scene where I invited everyone to eat was cheered, but Su Mengyao was very abrupt. The hotel owner's surname is Li. When will he become the next family? Someone pulled down Su Mengyao's sleeve and asked her to talk less. Xianingshi glanced at her. You are the ex-girlfriend who cheated in the early morning. I forgot to thank you for sending me in the early morning. As for what you said, Mr. Li, I don't know. I just thought this hotel was pretty good looking, so I bought it. Xianing, who had drunk some wine, became different and just walked out of the hotel. She pulled me to complain, and I said, "Why are you dressed so handsomely?" It turned out that it was to see my ex-girlfriend, and my various explanations were fruitless, so I simply blocked her lips. I rarely took the initiative to let her sink directly. Okay, when they come out, I pushed away the movements she wanted to go deep into, and stopped her with words, which happened to be that she hadn't seen our news. She took it and I got into the car and took it home. If you have a girlfriend, you can't see your ex-girlfriend. I would be jealous even if it was threatening. But the tone is gentle, but the movements are unambiguous. The new boyfriend of the little princess in the golden circle was exposed. He is an ordinary office worker. Such a news headline. When I saw it, it was already flying all over the internet. I struggled to get up and change clothes, and the door opened. "Why didn't you sleep more? Did you see the news in a while?" My phone was already bombarded with a bunch of messages in turn. And when I saw him, he continued to ask, "What do I want to eat?" "I'm really hungry." "Eat whatever you want." "I'm too tired. Let's order takeout." He nodded. "It's my fault. I'm up to this point. What do you want to do with this news?" "Why deal with it?" He asked rhetorically. "Isn't everything others saying the truth? As a wealthy family, don't you have to mind? Such overwhelming news. Really, won't it affect anything? It's not written like this in the novel. One will have to do public relations, the other time it will be clarified. It's okay." The only impact was that my mother said she wanted to meet me and followed her home. When we first met, her mother was very enthusiastic and looked very oxygenated. "So let's stay tonight. Save the inconvenience of running around. Xianing, you go take a shower first, and I'll talk to Lin. Xianing, give me a reassuring look. Really leaving?" I waited for Xianing, and my mother talked to me, but she was stunned and cut a bunch of fruit and gave it to me. "Lin. How long have you known our Lin 11? This attitude. I have no doubt that she is going to take out 5 million emperors for me and let me leave her daughter. Auntie, we have known each other for 3 months. But I saw that her mother really took out a bank card and gave it to me. Lin, there are 5 million in this. Auntie, I can't accept this money. You want me to leave Xianing? She immediately said, "Hey, what nonsense. Mingxi, this kid has never been in love. I thought she was pulling her. And now I am very happy to be able to bring you back." I was even colder. She continued, "I will give you this money. It's not for you to leave her. I hope you tolerate this child. I won't talk about love. I'm afraid she will make you unhappy. 500 yuan to buy a daughter's boyfriend." I couldn't believe that not long after, Xianing also came down from upstairs. "Mom, didn't you use money to solve the problem again?" Xianing mother looked disgusted. "You stinky girl, you actually caused trouble for me. Why did you bring your boyfriend to meet me for so many years?" I said and took my hand again. "Look how handsome you look in the early morning. Ning 11, you have to cherish it. In the early morning, my aunt said here that if this girl bullies you, Auntie will make the decision for you." This meeting has ended in a very peculiar way. I originally wanted to leave the bank card, but Xianing grabbed it, stuffed it into my arms, and went back to do something. After that, he pulled me upstairs and I rested. "Mom, you will give a lot of money next time," and in just 3 months I became a millionaire all of a sudden. Xianing looked at me, receiving the bank card, happy. "Even if you now tell me to get out of here, I can happily close the door for you." Xianing immediately got angry and rolled to the bed. When I was immersed in the atmosphere of love, Xianing had an extra man by her side. The headline of the news is Xianing, and it seems that a new boyfriend Xianing has appeared around her. The new boyfriend is a media company, and the head of the family is speechless. The picture shows Xianing and Gu Wuyan, the two of them leaning together talking and laughing. The Bandit article is not qualified in the entertainment industry, right? I haven't waited for me to think about how to ask Xianing. Xianing, my mother called. "Child, don't believe those news. Lin 11 brought it back for so long. You are a boy. If he clears up the fire, I will treat him for you." "Auntie, I believe Xianing," she said, "White, if she is really a half-hearted person, I'm afraid it will be useless for me to entangle her." I surfed the internet by myself. The only evidence of this Bandit article is the photo of her and Gu Wuyan. As the little princess of the golden dog, she has become a very strange public figure. The way she gets out of the circle is through all kinds of Bandit articles. Boyfriend, I glanced at Weibo, and there were also gossipers in it, and she listed many Bandit articles. Boyfriend's timeline. The more I looked at it, the more I felt it, and I forgot the time all of a sudden. When Xianing called, I remembered that I was late for the date, so you didn't have anything to ask me. She took the initiative to ask you and Gu Wuyan more than me, otherwise you would be my boyfriend, and you wouldn't care at all. She sounded a little unhappy. I immediately answered, "Do you care about her?" "No, I am just a business cooperation with her, so that's fine." I nodded through the phone and it was nothing. What did I have to ask? Not long after, she called back again. I asked the driver to wait for you downstairs, you go downstairs. When I saw Xianing, I hugged him directly. Don't be angry, I didn't care about you because I believed in you too much. This person. See me. She has to take me back and let me hold her. How can I not believe him? Not to mention that he often loses his phone to me and asks me to reply to his messages, and loves to wear me when he goes out. Now people in their company call me boss when they see me. He said that these are all his girlfriend's consciousness, what his love brain thinks. I don't know where it is, they are all adults. I believe he naturally doesn't want to spend time torturing him. When I said this, I turned on my phone, and now I don't ask. It's not okay. Wait for your bandit boyfriend to confess his love in public. Xianing is my appearance, not as handsome as him, or because our conditions are too different, or we have known each other for 3 months. You are tired of me, I reflected a lot of Xianing. I didn't listen to my questions at all. Looking forward to Lin Chun, are you jealous? Since I met Xianing, I have always felt that she is not the kind of cold and ruthless person in the novel at all. On the contrary, I think she is considerate. This time Xianingshi's actions were beyond everyone's expectations. She acted resolutely, and her previous vague response made everyone float to the end. This is our private matter, please give us some space. I have received everyone's hospitalization. The picture shows the selfie costume when the two took a group photo that day. Xianing then directly gave a public interview and bluntly said that Mr. Gu Wuyan and I did not know each other before, we were just work partners. Now I unilaterally announce the termination of this collaboration. I hate being misunderstood. I have a boyfriend who doesn't like to be in the spotlight. I hope everyone will not disturb him. If this incident makes my boyfriend angry, the consequences will be unbearable. And I imagine that the contract between the Next Life Group and Gu Wuyan will be terminated. After Gu Wuyan, he rarely appeared in the public eye. He is still the decisive Xianing, but in front of me he has become extremely soft. On the eve of the engagement, he kept letting me go to his girlfriend's gathering, and he would look for him. The reason was that my boyfriend cared that I gave him a long face, and neither of them had a boyfriend. I reluctantly arrived at the scene but found that her best friend's voice came from inside the box door in the middle of the night. Hearing this, my steps stopped involuntarily. I like her sincerely, and I'll give you a big red envelope when I come back. You are a little princess in the capital, you like a handsome guy, and you don't have a handsome player, so you don't dare to confess? I also use this method, it's not embarrassing. I heard that you liked her in college, why didn't you just say that she had a girlfriend at the time? What if you have a girlfriend who can compare with you, why are you so unconfident? Later I learned that he was not conscious of me. It's a long-term crush. It's all warm.